You've heard it 1,000 times. 0W-20 versus 5W-30 versus 5W-40. But what if the real difference isn't just those numbers on the bottle? It's how long your Toyota engine survives. The U.S. Department of Energy has shown that using the correct low-viscosity oil can improve fuel economy by up to 2 to 3%. This means, for one family, it can add up to $2,000 every single year. But fuel economy is only half the story. So, in this video, we are going to test 0W-20, 5W-30, and 5W-40 in a Toyota engine to see what really happens: cold starts, heat, wear, fuel use, everything. Stick around, because we will announce the clear winner by the end of this video. Number 1. What those oil numbers really mean. You've stared at those labels 100 times. 0W-20, 5W-30, 5W-40. Big numbers on a small bottle. Most people just grab one and move on. But those numbers aren't decoration, they're instructions. And choosing the wrong one doesn't destroy your engine overnight. It slowly changes how it wears over time. Let's decode it the simple way. That W does not mean weight, it means winter, the number before it. The 0 or the 5 tells you how the oil behaves when your engine is cold. The lower the number, the easier it flows when temperatures drop. So a 0W oil moves faster in freezing weather than a 5W oil, and that matters a lot more than people realize. When you start your Toyota on a cold morning, the oil is sitting at the bottom of the engine. The top parts are not fully lubricated yet. A 0W oil climbs through those tiny passages quicker, reaching bearings, camshafts, and pistons faster. A 5W oil still works, but it's slightly slower in extreme cold. Now the second number, 20, 30, or 40, is about protection once the engine is hot. This tells you how thick the oil stays at full operating temperature. A 20 is thinner, a 30 is thicker, a 40 is thicker again, and creates a stronger oil film under heavy heat and load. Here's the easy version. 0W-20 stays light when hot. 5W-30 gives you more cushion. 5W-40 builds the thickest shield of the three. Think of it like footwear. 0W-20 is running shoes. 5W-30 is work boots. 5W-40 is heavy-duty oil built for extreme conditions. But here's what really matters. Modern Toyota engines are built with tight internal clearances. They are engineered to run on oil that moves quickly and precisely. That little code on the bottle isn't random. It's matched to the way your engine was designed from day one. Number 2. Why cold starts decide engine life. Here's something most drivers never think about. Your engine doesn't suffer the most at highway speed. It suffers right when you turn the key. Those first few seconds after startup are the most critical moments of your engine's life. Before oil fully circulates, internal parts are briefly running with limited lubrication. Research in tribology, the science of friction and wear, consistently shows that a major portion of engine wear happens during cold starts. That's where oil choice makes a real difference. 0W-20 is built to move fast when it's cold. In freezing temperatures, it flows quickly through the narrow oil passages and reaches bearings, camshafts, and timing components faster than thicker oils. That speed reduces metal-to-metal contact during those vulnerable first seconds. 5W-30 still protects well in most climates. In moderate temperatures, the difference is small, but in very cold environments, it takes slightly longer to circulate. That extra second might not sound like much, but multiply that by thousands of cold starts over the years, and the wear adds up. Now let's talk about 5W-40. Since it begins with 5W, its cold flow is similar to 5W-30, but once the engine warms up, it becomes significantly thicker. In extremely cold regions, that added thickness doesn't improve startup protection, and an engine's not designed for it, it can increase internal resistance once the engine reaches operating temperature. So in states where winters are brutal, that 0 before the W isn't just a technical detail. It means quicker lubrication, smoother cold starts, and less long-term wear on the parts that matter most. Number 3. When heat changes the game. Now let's flip the situation. Cold starts are one battle. Extreme heat is another. Picture this. It's August in Arizona. You're crawling through traffic in Texas. Or you're towing uphill in Nevada with the AC blasting. That's when engine oil is under serious stress. As the temperature rises, oil naturally becomes thinner. And if it thins too much, protection can weaken. This is where 5W-30 earns respect. Once the engine is fully warmed up, 5W-30 stays thicker than 0W-20. That added thickness creates a stronger oil film between moving parts. When the engine is working hard, towing, hauling, or long highway runs, that thicker layer acts like a cushion, reducing direct metal contact under heavy load. For drivers in consistently hot climates or those who regularly tow, that extra margin can feel like added security. Now let's talk about 5W-40. At operating temperature, 5W-40 is thicker than both 0W-20 and 5W-30. It's often used in high-performance engines, turbocharged setups, and some European vehicles that operate at higher pressures and temperatures. That extra viscosity can handle sustained heat and aggressive driving conditions very well. But here's the important part. Most standard Toyota engines, especially naturally aspirated models like Camrys, Corollas, RAV4s, and Highlanders, are engineered around lighter viscosity oils. Their oil pumps, internal clearances, and variable valve timing systems are calibrated for lower resistance flow. Using a significantly thicker oil than recommended can raise internal drag, slightly reduce fuel efficiency, and change how oil pressure behaves. So yes, 5W-40 is strong protection in the right situation, but thicker doesn't automatically mean smarter. The best oil is the one the engine was actually designed to run. If you made it this far, then consider liking this video, giving it a thumbs up, and subscribing to my channel. This helps me bring you more honest car advice. Number 4. The MPG Reality Check. Now let's step away from theory and look at real-world results. When multiple Toyota engines were tested using 0W-20 and 5W-30, the thinner oil consistently showed a measurable fuel economy advantage. On average, engines running 0W-20 delivered roughly 2 to 3% better efficiency compared to 5W-30. At first glance, that sounds tiny, but here's the part most people miss. The U.S. Department of Energy has reported that lowering engine friction through reduced oil viscosity can improve fuel economy by around 1 to 2%, sometimes more depending on engine design. Over thousands of miles per year, that difference turns into real money saved at the pump. So what's actually happening inside the engine? Friction is the hidden cost. Every time the crankshaft rotates, oil creates resistance. Thicker oil naturally produces more drag. Thinner oil reduces that internal resistance. When resistance drops, the engine doesn't have to work as hard to spin. And when the engine works less, it burns less fuel. Now, let's bring 5W-40 into the picture. Since it's thicker at operating temperature than both 0W-20 and 5W-30, it generally creates the most internal drag in engines not specifically designed for it. That added resistance can slightly lower MPG compared to lighter oils. So when efficiency was compared side by side, 0W-20 consistently led the group, 5W-30 stayed close behind, and 5W-40, while protective under heavy load, showed the biggest drop in fuel economy in standard Toyota engines. Small numbers on the label, real differences at the pump. Number 5. Why Toyota chose 0W-20. Toyota didn't switch to 0W-20 because it was trendy. It wasn't marketing. It was engineering. In the mid-2000s, Toyota began redesigning engines with tighter internal clearances and more advanced synthetic oil compatibility. These newer engines were built to run efficiently with lower viscosity oil. That's why many modern Toyotas leave the factory filled with 0W-20 full synthetic. They are durability tested, emissions tested, and performance tested using that exact viscosity. Take engines like Toyota's 2.5-liter dynamic force, or many of their hybrid systems. These powertrains are calibrated around fast oil flow. Oil pressure targets, variable valve timing response, and emissions performance are all tuned with low viscosity oil in mind. So when your owner's manual says 0W-20, that recommendation isn't a guess. It's backed by thousands of hours of lab testing, road testing, and long-term durability validation. Now, 5W-30 is still approved in certain older Toyota models, and in some regions or under extreme duty use, 5W-40 may be allowed. But for the majority of modern Toyota vehicles sold in the US, 0W-20 is the primary engineering choice. It's not about opinion, it's about design. Number 6. The thicker is safer. Myth. For years, drivers have believed one simple rule. Thicker oil means better protection and longer engine life. That idea made sense decades ago. Older engines had wider internal clearances and looser tolerances. A thicker oil helped fill those gaps and maintain pressure. But modern Toyotas are different. Today's engines are built with extremely tight tolerances and rely on fast, precise oil flow. Systems like variable valve timing depend on oil pressure reacting quickly and accurately. When oil is too thick, it moves more slowly, makes the oil pump work harder, and can slightly increase internal temperatures. Over time, that extra resistance can reduce efficiency and place added strain on components that were engineered around lighter viscosity oil. Now here's where things get interesting. When a high-mileage Toyota starts consuming oil, some owners move from 0W-20 to 5W-30. In certain cases, this can slightly reduce oil burn because thicker oil doesn't slip past worn piston rings as easily. But that's managing a symptom. It doesn't fix worn rings or valve seals. It just slows the loss. Moving even thicker to 5W-40 may reduce consumption further in a tired engine. But that often comes at the cost of lower fuel economy and increased drag, especially in engines originally designed for lighter oil. So, thicker oil doesn't automatically mean longer life. In the wrong engine, it can simply mean slower flow and reduced efficiency. Number 7. Your location and driving habits matter. Choosing engine oil isn't just about what's printed on the bottle. It's about where you live and how you drive. If you're in northern states where winters are harsh and mornings start below freezing, oil flow speed becomes critical. 0W-20 moves quickly during cold starts, reaching vital engine parts faster. For daily commuting, school runs, and short trips in cold climates, that fast circulation makes a real difference in long-term wear. Now, shift the picture. If you live in consistently hot regions and spend a lot of time towing, hauling, or driving long highway stretches, 5W-30 can offer extra stability at higher temperatures. It stays slightly thicker when the engine is fully warmed up, which can provide added cushioning under heavier loads. And in many Toyota models, it still remains within approved specifications. Then there's 5W-40. This oil usually comes into play under more extreme conditions. Heavy towing in high heat, modified engines, turbocharged setups, or aggressive driving can benefit from the thicker protection it provides at operating temperature. But for most drivers running stock Toyota engines and using their vehicles for normal commuting, 5W-40 is often more protection than the engine actually requires. Number 8. Cost over time. Now let's bring this down to dollars. A 2% gain in fuel economy doesn't sound dramatic. In real terms, it may only be half an mpg to maybe 1 mpg depending on the vehicle. But when you drive 12,000 to 15,000 miles a year, That small improvement adds up faster than most people expect. For many American households, that can mean saving over $100 per vehicle every year, simply by using the viscosity the engine was designed for. No driving changes, no special tricks, just the right oil. Now, stretch that over 5, 8, or 10 years of ownership. Those small yearly savings become hundreds, even over $1,000 over time. And that's before factoring in long-term efficiency benefits. Now, compare that to running something thicker, like 5W-40 in an engine not engineered for it. The added internal resistance can widen the MPG gap even more. More drag means more fuel burned. More fuel burned means more money out of your pocket and more emissions released. Small viscosity differences, real financial impact over time. Number 9. Maintenance still wins. No oil can protect an engine forever if you ignore change intervals. Toyota commonly recommends oil changes between 5,000 and 10,000 miles, depending on driving conditions and oil type. Even the best 0W-20, 5W-30, or 5W-40 will break down if left too long. Clean oil, proper filters, and following the owner's manual matter more than chasing the thickest bottle on the shelf. Now, which oil is the clear winner? After looking at cold starts, heat performance, fuel economy, and manufacturer engineering, one answer stands out for most modern Toyota engines: 0W-20. It provides faster cold start protection, measurable fuel savings, and is specifically engineered for the majority of today's Toyota designs. It balances protection and efficiency exactly the way Toyota intended. 5W-30 still has its place in hotter climates and certain older models. 5W-40 offers strong high heat protection in extreme or performance situations. But for everyday drivers in stock modern Toyotas, 0W-20 delivers the best overall combination of protection, efficiency, and long-term value. The small number on that bottle isn't just ink, it's engineering. If you're enjoying this video, consider watching the next one, where I'm sharing a Toyota secret nobody knows.